Nip had a mixtape we didn't know nothing about that he had did some other stuff. So we started finding a lot of stuff later on. It was kind of like making conflicts. It was kind of, we was trying to do this. So you know how they go. People had stuff going and they didn't tell us about it. We don't find out until we sign you.
Willie D live.
Yeah, man, that was I came home 2004 was doing. So that was who else was there? We got Bobby Valentino on them songs. We got Bobby Valentino, we got Corrupt, we got Daz. Snoop even gave me a song back then. And all of this was prior to me, ever running into Nip. You know what I mean?
So to fast forward, you and Nip, y'all started working together.
Yeah.
And the
let
trick
me
part
go back
about it
to
is y'all was working on those mixtapes, right?
No. What happened was, me and Suge decided it was time for me to do my own thing. Suge gave me a studio, and gave me an engineer in Hollywood. So now I'm off to go find me a rapper. This is about 2006, 2005. Now I'm going to the hood, and I'm talking to my nephew, Draws, and he like, get Nip. So now I'm looking for Nip. But I went to Cobby, I went to all of the homies, everybody's telling me, we listen to all the different music, we see Nip. Nip got this book, his record label he want to start, Slauson Records. So I'm like, he only got the name registered. He don't have the business and all that shit filed. He don't have it. I'm not gonna help you with that. But then I see him. He's so charismatic and so strong and good looking. In my mind, I feel like he the one. And then he was dedicated. Like he knew what he was gonna do. He knew he would reach where he reached, Grammy status. He knew that. And I could see it, and I was driven. So I'm like, I got the tools. And then we started moving. And his brother was home at that time. And I started running the little doors because it was a lot of backlash from my relationship with Suge in the industry. Not pretty much the people didn't know who I was. It was kind of like, who I am, who I was, and then is Suge gonna come through the door next? You know what I mean? So we was dealing with that. Then I talked to Breon Prescott first. Me and Breon talked. Breon like, I'm gonna help you, but Breon was doing so much other stuff. He started having a lot of success with other people. So then I went to Steve Lobel. And I said, Steve, help me with this project. Steve seen it, fell in love with it, let's go. We ended up we went to Atlantic Record. I don't like to say all the names that turned them down, but a lot of people turned us down. We ended up going to John Shapiro at Cinematic Records. Nip had a mixtape we didn't know nothing about that he had did some other stuff. So we started finding a lot of stuff later on. It was kind of like making conflicts. It was kind of, we was trying to do this. So you know how they go. People had stuff going and they didn't tell us about it. We don't find out until we sign you. So we got to go backwards on a lot of that stuff. Boom. We ended up dealing with a lot of that. It cost a lot of money, some money. But we signed with John Shapiro. John Shapiro then elevated up into, we had Epic, Sony Epic. Was it Sony Epic? I think it's Sony Epic, right? We was at Epic, and Epic is owned by,
I'm not sure, man.
well, anyway, who owned it? But yeah. So we ended up there. We signed there, he ended up sending us back to Koch, because Koch was doing the street promotion for Epic. So basically, our situation was if we go from there and we climb up, we started doing that. His brother had got locked up before that, so we took over everything. And that's when he started seeing the move. So what they gave us, so the deal we got was like 1.5. It was 3 mixtapes, a tour, and 3 mixtapes before the studio album, and another 3 mixtapes before the second studio album. Something like that. But we was dropping mixtapes, and we was signed. Like, we've always been signed. Like, damn near from day one. And all of the music you seen that came out, really, was music that was put out by Epic. never really did a independent mixtape. And then right after that, after the term was done with them, I think he signed with Atlantic, and I was basically out the music. I'll tell you about how that got there, but he called me back when he signed with Atlantic. And he was like, Uncle, I'm ready to go. I'm finna do it again. You know what I mean? And we called me back. I was kind of a little apprehensive because I was concentrating. Now, I didn't have an appetite for music. You know what I mean? I'm in sports now, and I'm concentrating on my son. And he at that point, and I'm dealing with Josh Smith. I'm managing Josh Smith. I'm managing Veen Rains. I'm managing Tiny Lister at the time. I'm with Tip every single day. So I'm with a bunch of millionaires every single day. And then just basically going back to do, street hip hop was different. You know what I mean? And then I was in negotiation to do the documentary that I just had put out, Hip Hop Uncovered. So I had shot that, and then with Jim Bob, and we was in the process of doing that. So when Nip called me to come back to music, I was just, like, I'm already really in a good space. You know what I mean? So now I eventually went back, and then we just kind of did. I think I did his video. I went to New York with him. We was doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and then that's when he died. You know what I mean?